What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the CUFC YouTube channel. Carlisle United 0, Gillingham 0 in, made no mistake, two poor sides, but a enjoyable game of football, I thought. A sort of end-to-end game in a way. Carlisle, I don't know how we haven't won. I mean, I do, we can't score, but we really should have been winning that game. You know, we had the opportunity to close the gap. Morecambe dropping points, Tranmere lost as well. I thought it was a missed opportunity, to be honest. I thought that Carlisle really had Gillingham were there for the taking, in my opinion. Overall, disappointed actually coming out yesterday with a 0-0. I thought we should have won the game. I don't know Gillingham's perspective on that. I know they had a couple of key moments in the game that could have changed the game, which we'll get into in a little bit. But I thought on the overall of play, Carlisle had the better of the chances. I thought Carlisle were the better of the sides, to be honest. Just before we get into it, though, I just want to say a couple of things. Great to see Archie Davies and Callum Guy back. I think they will both be key members of the team going forward in this sort of last 2 months of the season. I was happy to see Colin Harper back as a left back. I know we had a couple of poor games under Williamson, but he was just dropped off the face of the earth. I'm glad to see him back in that left-back position. I thought we had quite a strong bench, and I had a really positive feeling going into the game. I'm not sure why. Something felt different. But two key things that I want to mention is, Mark Hughes. I wasn't a massive fan of the appointment at the beginning. I think week by week it's growing on me a lot. I think, what he does before the game, getting the crowd on side is, what we need at the moment. The way he comes across in interviews and after the game, he does really seem like he wants to be here. I mean, when you're showing up with brand new Range Rovers and Porsches every other week, then, he's not here for the money, and that's for sure. But he come out 5 minutes before, he was cheering the crowd up, cheering on, and things like that are good, and it's great to see a bit of passion on that touchline as well. Something that Williamson definitely didn't have. So that's great, and something else as well that I wanted to make. I think this is a point that I thought was very interesting considering where we are in the table. But the difference between the first game of the season, that 4-1 against Gillingham, and now, we look better. Even though, yes, we are bottom of the league and, we're very close to going into the National League, but I thought we looked better here than we did in that first game of the season. I thought the players had a bit more quality. I thought the style of play looked a little bit better. We were breaking down the play a bit better in the midfield. We were moving the ball from midfield to attack very well. We were getting into goal-scoring positions. I mean, we weren't scoring them, but we were getting into that position really well. And it's not really something that we did in that first game of the season down at Gillingham. So I thought that was interesting. But the game started with some good early press from Carlisle, and there was a good move from Harris. He managed to get a shot off after a few step-overs. Keeper got down low, and you just wanted someone to follow it in and put it into the back of the net. But I mean, let's be honest. I think that that was sort of the story of the game. You just wanted to put someone into the back of the net. I shared on Twitter that meme of it's Jacob Murphy goes through for Newcastle, and the commentator goes, just put the ball in the net. Literally, that's Carlisle this season at the moment. But Gillingham had an opportunity, a cross game, and it went all the way through to the right back. The right back very poorly taps it into the side of the net. It probably could have done a bit better with a bit better contact. And then there was a ball came in, and Gabriel's hesitated to come out for it. The Gillingham lad came in, he gets the shot off, it goes crossbar and down, and from where I was at in the stadium, it did look like it actually went in, and I think the replays have shown it was in. But they did look in from my perspective. The referee didn't give it though, so it stayed at 0-0. And then something that we did really well in the game, I thought, was the ball in behind. That transition from the midfield to the attack, Callum Whelan, Callum Guy, Elliot Embleton, just playing that little ball around the defenders, allowing the strikers to get in. And there was a good opportunity, but unfortunately Embleton's touch let him down. The keeper came out and collected it. But that ball in behind was something we've seen throughout the game, which I thought was good from Carlisle. Something that we haven't been doing a lot of. But to get that fire, a bit like what Moxon would used to do, just play that ball perfectly to your Tristan Dennis or your Joe Garner or your Mari Patrick, whoever it may be. I mean, God, can we have Tristan Dennis back, please? Someone who just no nonsense and puts the ball in the back of the net. But no, I thought we were doing that really well. There was a cross came in, Sam Lavelle heads it into the ground. I think it either went over, the keeper saved it. I mean, it didn't go in either way, but it generally could have been 3-0 to Carlisle at that moment in time, to be honest. And that was quite early on in the first half. And again, there was some good play from Embleton, gets the ball in behind. It's Bevan who gets in behind, and he's offside. But I wrote down in my notes, chances and fine margins. We're getting the chances, but the fine margins, the misplaced touch, he's offside, can't chip it over the keeper, whatever it may be. We kept getting these chances, and we just couldn't put it in. It's the fine margins. We generally could have won yesterday 5-0. That's how many good chances we had, but we just can't put the ball in the back of the net. There was a cross from Callum Whelan, and Dennis heads it straight. He heads it straight over the bar, well over the bar. All he had to do was head it straight or down, and he heads it straight over. And that was the last chance of the first half to make it 0-0. At half-time, but we came into the second half. Carlisle again looked pretty good. Gillingham were a bit more on us in the attack and third, I thought. In this second half, I thought Gillingham had a couple of good opportunities themselves. But there was a lovely touch from Callum Whelan, and the touch into the turn, plays it into Embleton. Embleton again gets that ball in behind to Dennis, and Dennis, I don't even know what he's done. He's just tried to take it past one, tried to take it past another, then he's fired it wide. As soon as you get that ball, just smash it towards the goal. But, we put it wide. It was unlucky. I thought Dennis had 4 or 5 chances, to be honest. Yesterday, I've seen a lot of criticism for him and Bevan up top. I didn't mind Dennis's involvement in the game. I thought he got involved well. He looks like a big, strong lad with a little bit of pace. It was just the finishing. It's just that is the main problem. That's the main job of a striker, of course. And then there was another one with Dennis. He's on a run and he cuts in from the edge, but in the end it's just a poor shot. It's an easy save for the keeper. Dennis could have had a hat-trick by now. The earlier header, that one, the ball from Embleton. This one, it could have been free for Dennis there. And then there's an opportunity where Lavelle leaves the ball. I'm not really sure what's happened. I think a bit of miscommunication maybe, and their player goes through. It did look to me the breeze just wiped him out. It looked a penalty from the stands, and they were the two big things for Gillingham that I was mentioning at the start of the video. That looked a penalty in my opinion. But then I would also thought that Gillingham scored earlier on in the game as well. So they were the two big moments for Gillingham, I thought. But the rest of it really was a Carlisle attack, a barrage of attacks in that sort of last 10-15 minutes. Again, a bit like last week, the players sort of looked like, oh God, time's running out, let's really get at them. There was a great breakaway. Dennis and Bevan were the ones. Bevan played it through to Dennis, and his touch let him down again. And it's just, again, it's that fine margins. If he gets his touch right, then hopefully he could put it into the back of the net. And then there's another opportunity for Dennis. I've actually wrote Dennis in capital letters this time. Dennis again, the cross came, and he must have seen it late, surely, because he just cushioned it into the goalkeeper's arms instead of having a real good opportunity. But there's genuine 5 chances for Dennis to score in the game. Harrison had an opportunity from the edge of the box, not really going to trouble the goalkeeper. I think I want to say it was Stephen Wern as well. He had an opportunity where he just shot, and again just sort of not challenging the goalkeeper at all. Hugo came on. I thought as well, just on the substitutes actually. I was talking before the game, and we were saying about Callum Guy and Archie Davis and who the substitutes will be for them after 60 minutes. I think what Hughes does well, he sees when the game's not going our way, and he wants to make the change. He made 5 substitutes in this game, and every single substitute is what you would have expected, which is not a bad thing. We could see it. Scott came on, Ellis, Patchin, and Stephen Wern and Joe Hugo all came on, but every single one of them was the correct decision. It was the correct substitute to make in the moment at the time. What that was, as soon as I seen who was coming off, when I seen Davis was coming off, I knew it was going to be Ellis. I knew Patchin would replace Callum Guy. I knew Wern would be coming on in that attacking role. Hugo was the right substitute for Dennis and stuff like that. But it's great to see we're actually trying to change the game now. Unfortunately, a little bit too late. I maybe would have liked to see Hugo a little bit earlier in the game, but you know, as I said, I didn't mind Dennis's role in the game. I just thought he could have scored 5, which is obviously why people are being sour about it, because he had 5 golden opportunities. Hugo, though, did have a header that went across the face of the goal. You know, never really testing the goalkeeper. And then Hugo, again, that ball in behind, great ball in behind. Hugo tried to chip it over the keeper. Just needed, I think the keeper rushed out really well. Just needed to chip over the goalkeeper a little bit more. It would have been 1-0. And then, I mean, the save of the day, I mean, Gillingham's goalkeeper got their man of the match. I think he got an 8.9 rating. Colchester's keeper last week got a 9.1 rating. And then Newport County's goalkeeper also got like an 8.6. So goalkeepers just turned into wizards against us. But oh my word, what a save. I actually would say this save was better than the 2 saves that the Colchester goalkeeper made. But it's a header from Stephen Wern, and honestly, what a save from their goalkeeper to get down and get a hand to it. Unbelievable save, absolutely class. Brilliant save from their keeper, and sort of summed it up, didn't it? You know, we created loads of opportunities, our players couldn't score, and then sort of a half chance from Wern that was, you know, it was going in, but it wasn't, you know, a clear-cut opportunity, and then the goalkeeper makes an absolute worldie of a save to keep Gillingham in the game. But yeah, finished 0-0. Disappointed, as I said, it would have been a really good opportunity to bridge the gap between Morecambe. I think this season's really weird at the minute because Morecambe and Tranmere are not picking up points, but we're not capitalising on that. Obviously, if we can't score goals, we're never going to win games. Draws are not going to be enough. But the gap still remains 6 points or 5 points, whatever it is. And, you know, if you can just get 2 or 3 wins together in a short period of time, you know, you look at next month as a massive month for Carlisle. As I look at my calendar, you got Barrow. Well, Barrow's this month. Barrow, Walsall, Harrogate, Wimbledon, Bromley, Doncaster. And then if we're still in the fight in April, what an April we've got. Chesterfield, Newport, Morecambe, Port Vale, Accrington, Cheltenham, and then of course we finish against Salford. But if you can just get 2 or 3 wins, you know, in the next 5 games, if you can get 3 wins, everything changes, confidence changes, you know, the league table changes, everything changes. But we need to start winning games. I'm hoping, I don't really like the phrase let's build on this, but you know, 2 back-to-back clean sheets, 2 back-to-back points at home. Let's build on it. You know, I don't really like that saying, but let's build on this. Let's go into a massive game on Thursday night against Barrow, and let's give Barrow a game. Let's get into Barrow. Let's get stuck into them. You know, we like playing at Holker Street. We've got a good record there in recent years. Let's make it a horrible game for Barrow, and let's make it a great game for Carlisle and pick up 3 points on the road. Which I really hope we do, because Barrow are not in a great run of form at the moment either. But I think it's going to be a great game. Unfortunately, I won't be there. The change to the Thursday night ruined it for me. I wouldn't be able to get there by the time get out of work and everything. Wouldn't be able to make it down to Barrow, unfortunately. But what are your thoughts on the Gillingham game? Let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, I've been CUFC. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.